Winning public mandate is pretty tricky job. Political parties wants to employ every trick in their book. They want to test every tool they have. They want to make sure that no stone is unturned until they win. When we pay attention, it becomes pretty evident that Indian public are people just love freebies. And they do have a particular situational awareness that what they are getting, which party is rolling out more and more schemes for me. And they are very mindful of which party is dedicating their schemes to which demography, which gender, which targeted area and people and community. See, that's the reason most of the people would be voting in groups. You would see this minority group, you would see that a majority group, you would see within that so many caste groups are there. Name it Ladli Behna scheme or Maha Lakshmi scheme in Telangana, which is offering free bus rides for women. At the end of the day, everyone has their own personal favorite freebie scheme. Depending on how much they are able to get, they are willing to vote for that party. Couple of days back, I have been to Warangal, and at night 7:30 or 8 o'clock, I have reached the Warangal bus stand, but it became impossible to get onto a bus. There were like 600, 700 people were waiting for single bus to arrive. It's almost impossible to get into it. I waited there for till 11 o'clock. After that I have decided I'm going to go back to my brother's home and I'm going to sleep over there. And tomorrow morning at morning 4 o'clock, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to come to bus stand as quickly as possible. I'm going to get on to first bus that comes into the bus stand. Next day, when I reached the bus stand, the same chaotic scenes were there. At morning 4:30, there were around 300 to 400 people were waiting for the buses. These sort of freebie schemes are like double-edged swords. So in one way, you are empowering women. You are making their life like more liberated. They can travel on their own whim. They doesn't have to worry about the money. They can get an employment from somewhere. They can afford to travel like 100 kilometers to get a job or to study. So when we see the other side of the story, it also cripples them, debilitates their opportunities to grow and have self-respect. For example, I have seen like bus conductors and drivers, they are behaving pretty rudely with women because already the buses are overcrowded. People are like they are not getting any seat to sit, and even the passengers also behaving pretty rudely with the employees, conductors and drivers. So everybody in a tense situation. It's total chaos and anarchy in bus stands and in buses. So in such circumstances, people also often gonna compare. No, there is a social comparison that men gonna think that okay, what do we have? Women are getting free rides. I had to pay money, and you are increasing the fee rates, tariffs. Obviously, they're going to fume, they're going to vent their frustrations on the fellow passengers who are women. So, employees' health is getting hit. When I spoke a couple of employees, they were saying that almost 3 of their colleagues had died due to cardiac arrest recently. There might be a great chance that due to these hectic schedules and total anarchy and stress, their health might have deteriorated. I have this knack of talking to people around me, and I have spoken to a couple of employees, and they were saying that they are not happy with the scheme and they are afraid to talk about it because they might face the consequences. Authorities, employees, or political parties might target them. Passengers are not happy, and even women also not happy because they had to stand in the bus. They are not getting any seats because when you compare that, they are not that agile. They cannot jump from the windows to secure seats. So most of the working class, blue collar people, women folk who have to travel regularly to reach out to their destination, reach out to their working place, they are enduring great amount of stress. The first tip that I would like to give to the government and to the political parties is to that. So make sure that these schemes are reaching to the eligible persons, like people who are earning like 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees, or who are already government employees whose life is little bit secure. Why do you want to roll out that scheme for them? They can afford, they can pay the travel expenses. You could give free passes to women who wants to travel. They have to apply for it, and keep a quota, like you can travel for 30 times, or you could use this facility for like give a number, no, 50 times, and keep a tab on the number of hours that this free scheme is going to be available, like morning 10 to evening 10. Or you could simply change that scheme into like, if you want to reduce the overcrowding, simply you could say that from evening 7 to morning 7 o'clock, you could avail this free ride. If you are trying to travel in daytime, if you are trying to travel in the working hours, you need to pay the money. Let me address, if we continue on this path of giving freebies and revenue to the public, obviously there is a downside to it. People going to get dependent on government for every aspect of their life. They will never going to learn the concept of self-sufficiency, having the confidence on themselves, having an independent individual character. Government need to take care of my needs and necessities. And there is a great need of political parties should sit across a table and talk about these freebies. We are not going to give away these freebies. Please, you also don't entertain such things. At the end of the day, it's damn sure that these freebie schemes are unsustainable. They're gonna give you a great amount of stress on your physical policy, fiscal reserves. At the end of the day, they're gonna put a strain on the budget. The money which could have been spent on public health, public education, instead of putting that money or investing that money on essential things that gonna actually affect the public. Why the opposition parties are not able to address such issues? Because they are also employing same freebies. They want to win the elections. Everybody is trying to win their electorate. They want to win the elections by hook or crook. You see that if you want to start such schemes, you need to increase the number of buses. You need to increase and recruit employees, and you need to take care of your employees' health first. They are going through unimaginable amount of stress. Why can't you have some recreational activities for your employees? Why don't you train them how to manage their own emotions and how to manage the large increase of demand? And why don't you give some security to these employees, because they are facing the wrath of the public, that if you're gonna behave unruly, rudely with the employees, we gonna bar you from traveling in our road transport corporations. I'm seeing and witnessing these people are misbehaving with employees. They are facing the heat. At the end of the day, I'm not complaining about the scheme. I want to make sure that this scheme is rolled out in a manner that is helpful for everyone. It should contribute positively to employees, to the government, to the political party which is offering it, and to the people who are the beneficiaries of the scheme. That's it for today. This is Gautam signing off.